What is going on, fam? My name is Mike Reilley from Reilley's Tasting Room, and today I have the infamous #1 Imperial IPA in the world. I have Heady Topper from the Alchemist. Okay, so the Alchemist has just this well-known beer, Heady Topper. If you have not heard of it yet, I'm sorry, and welcome to the Heady Topper. Heady Topper is an 8% Imperial IPA, been being brewed for about 13 years right now. 2003 was the first one, and we are getting just this taste test with this one. I'm very excited to try it, and I'm very excited to let you guys know exactly how it is. So initially, first thing that you are getting, really cool can, and I am just getting a very, very, very hop forward and really good aroma from this, right from the can. Yeah, you know, you're getting a little bit of that like hoppy smell, which you would get with an Imperial IPA, and you are kind of getting a tropical and like lemony aroma just from the pour from here. And we're gonna do two different things with this. Obviously, yep, you're getting a little bit more of like that tropical notes from here, and then from the can, it does say drink from the can on here, so I still have a little bit in here. We're gonna do a little bit of taste test to see if there is a little bit of a different flavor. But when you're smelling it from the can, you are getting a little bit more of like a piney smell than you did get from the glass in here. So the Alchemist, they are from Stowe, Vermont, and like I said, 2003 was the first time that they brewed this, and right now it is ranked #1 in the world for Imperial IPAs. So let's get a taste test on this one. Cheers. Okay, so a phenomenal first taste with this, and we're going to, I know I just kind of took a sip, I'm going to do one out of the can as well to kind of see if I get a little bit of a different flavor balance. Okay, so they are very similar when you do it from a can, from a glass in there. I know when you do pour in a glass, it opens up the aroma just a little bit more and a little bit differently, but they're very similar, so we'll just kind of be going back and forth with this. But initially from that first sip, you are getting like that really good, straightforward, hoppy, bitter IPA. Coming in at 8%, you are going to get a little bit of those bitter notes, especially for something that's like this. But you are getting a good bitter hop forward with a tropical, lemony, citrus just mixture in there, and just it mixes phenomenally. And like, this is exactly why I understand why it's been a staple in the beer community for so long. And you can't really go wrong with something that's as straightforward as this. And just look at like the color from here. It's extremely good. You get a very like yellow, hazy color, and you can kind of see a little bit of the particles that are in there. It does mention on here, obviously, drink from the can, like it was mentioned, but it said, if you must pour into a glass, you may find some of the hop resins that settled to the bottom. Leave them in the can while pouring. So, you know, you are getting a little bit of like that, I don't want to say unfiltered taste in there, because you don't really taste anything. You just taste pretty much the greatness of this beer just mixed in with all the different flavors. Yeah, you know, each and every sip is just so good. You are getting a little bit of like that bitterness. You are getting a little bit of like a dankness to it as well. And you're just getting like that tropical citrus, a little bit of like a grapefruit touch in there as well. And just everything pairs so well together for something like this. Like, it's, again, understandable why it's a #1 ranked Imperial IPA. So I'm just gonna go over a couple of accolades for this really quick. So first of all, it is a world-class 100 out of 100 score on BeerAdvocate, coming in at a Imperial IPA ranked #1 in the world. And then for an overall beer, it is ranked #10 in the world as well. And that's with over 15,000 different reviews just on BeerAdvocate. And then on Untappd, it is coming in with 289,000 different reviews. Something that I also think is really cool about the Alchemist too is just like, or Heady Topper on this can, is just literally the graphics that are on here. I mean, you have this guy sipping a phenomenal beer, because I'm sure he's drinking something like this. His head is looks like blown away with a bunch of hops, and that's kind of what you get with this. You get the extremely like hop forward, a little bit of bitterness and just the flavor, and it's just phenomenal. It's super really good, and you really can't go wrong with something like this. And then on like the back of here, it says, sometimes I wish I could crawl right into the can. Trust me, I would not mind getting stuck in here and having to drink my way out with this one. Extremely high. The accolades are there. It's won so many awards since 2003 to now, and it is just an extremely sought after beer. It is very, very, very hard to come by. I am on the East Coast, and obviously Vermont is as well, so distribution is a little bit more accessible over here for this, and I'm so happy about that. But it's still very few and far in between. You're not really getting a bunch of beers coming in, and then when you do, for a 4-pack of it, I mean, you're still paying $25, $30 for a 4-pack, but with something as great tasting and that just looks like this, tastes like this, has the accolades like this, it's 110% worth it, I think, for me. So let me know down below if like you guys have tried it. Would you guys spend $30 on a 4-pack for this? Because I definitely would. It is a very, very, very light-bodied beer for coming in at 8% alcohol. It almost gives off like more of that West Coast styled vibe, but it's super light compared to how the West Coast styles are. Like those usually a little bit darker IPAs. Imperial IPA, you're still getting a lot of the flavor. You're getting that bitterness, you're getting that dankness in there, those sweet tropical vibes, and just that lemony mixture in there. It is just a straightforward, phenomenal beer. And that is why Reilley's tasting room review for this one, this Alchemist, you're hitting the nail on the head with this one. Alchemist Heady Topper, cheers. This one coming in at a 4.75 out of 5. Cheers.